Ta-da!
Ding!
Welcome to Action Figure Theater Sunday. How is everybody?
Yes, here we are.
Where is everybody? What's up?
How
Today's
is
We're
all
gonna
about
take a crack
Iron
at this.
Man.
Yeah, good.
I swear
Yes.
to God, to you, it almost
Last week-
looks like when I glance at that gauntlet, it always looks like it's flicking me off.
Yeah,
When you just glance at it, it's like, hey, why are you flicking me the finger, man? Oh no!
You
lost
ruined
that
it.
finger.
It was perfect. There you go.
Oh man.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We'll fix this. Right. There you go.
There you
That was
go.
easy to
You're
put
all
back
right.
in. Well, kind of.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back. For those of
Hello,
you who are new
everybody.
here, I am Irish Melly. This fabulous man up here is
Just Mike. Like just Jack. Just Mike.
like just Jack.
And I am
And this
Dewanda.
fabulous woman over here.
I am Dewanda.
And we are Late Night Snacks. So thank you guys for joining us. And today we are going to be talking, like we said, action figure theater. And today we are talking Iron Man. Hey, B.
Yes, so
Welcome.
So if you did join us last
Welcome.
week to get a little precursor to our stupidity here, we are doing. We wanted to do something for the masses, just something for just the layman who doesn't understand some of these comic book timelines and things like that. We decided, we'll do it with action figures. Since I own all these action figures, we'll have some fun. So this is a disclaimer to all you Marvelites out there. I'm not an expert. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. This is for layman's. This is for kids. This is for fun. This is to be stupid. But it is to give us some information on the timeline and the plots of the MCU. Then what all these 23 films mean. And like Mel was the one that requested it. She says, Mike, tell us about the MCU. I said, we'll do it in a fun way. So we're not professors on Marvel. That's what we're not going to give you that because nobody can do that. So don't blow us up in the comments. We're just having fun here. So what we're going to do,
unless you really want to, I mean,
exactly. Sure. What we're going to do is we're going to do.
Really want to, but
we welcome it all. We welcome it all.
We're going to tell the stories, kind of the outlines of each of these movies and where they lead up all the way to Endgame. We're going to tell the 23 films of the MCU or of the Infinity Saga, which is the saga about the Infinity Stones. And some shows will do more than one movie when they're just a lot simpler. But on some shows we'll do a live presentation of that movie alone, and that's what we're doing here today. Since it's the first one. Remember last week we had an introduction, talked about the Trinity, Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man. We're going to be doing a special origin story for each one of those, and that's what we're doing Iron Man's today since he started it all. So
he started it all.
Iron Man, and actually
Iron Man.
With an assist.
Debbie's here. Yay!
Hey,
Debbie.
The assist from Miss Big Swan will be our pointer.
Oh,
okay.
glad you're here. I was worried when we changed the time you weren't going to be able to make it.
I know. Yeah, welcome, Debbie. Give it a shot because it's our later time. We're going to see how it goes. Help me out today. That's for sure. So last week I told you, big thing we're covering is we're going to follow the path of the Infinity Stones, right? We're going to see where these things' origins were, where we end up, and where we end up in Infinity War and in Endgame. So when we start with Iron Man, we're not worried about them. They don't exist in this film. Okay? So
Debbie, I'm the queen every day. So
Yes.
I decided why not show it off today. But yes,
So this
thank you for
film,
noticing.
just about him, Mr. Tony Stark. This is Tony Stark. We all know him. It's Robert Downey Jr., right?
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man. He's not Iron Man yet. When this movie opens up, we open up right in the middle of a scene. So those of you that haven't seen Iron Man, that's how this movie opens. It opens right in the middle of an action scene. We're like, what's going on? So you got to follow the story, okay?
Can't see
he's
the
driving.
picture. There's glare on it, hon.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. This is the movie poster.
There you go.
The book. Okay. So he's driving in a military vehicle with his friend Rhodey. James Rhodes. He's in the military. He's in the Air Force. This is James Rhodes. He's out of outfit today, so just ignore the helmet. But this is his friend James Rhodes, and that's Don Cheadle. He won't come in as James Rhodes yet. That's the next movie. But this is Terrence Howard. This is Don Cheadle playing Terrence Howard wearing the wrong helmet, playing Rhodey. Okay, everybody follow that? Just know that this man with the helmet is his friend. They're friends. They're good friends. They're friends. Okay?
They're friends. They love each other.
We're in Afghanistan. This is wartime. Not good, right? So you think, oh shit, Afghanistan's gonna be brutal. You don't know what's going on. And there's Tony, RDJ, in the back of this SUV or whatever it is, a military Humvee, and he's cutting jokes. Why? One thing we got to know about Tony Stark right from the beginning of this is he's a billionaire. He's pompous. He's rich. He's arrogant. And he's the manufacturer of the largest weapons dealings in the world. And that's why they're in Afghanistan. They're in Afghanistan to go view the demonstration of some of these weapons. Mm-hmm. And he's over there. He's making millions of dollars off this. So he's like celebrating. This is a good payday for me. Relax, Rhodey. It's not dangerous. We're having fun. Blah, blah, blah. Well, in this scene, right at the very beginning of the movie, boom!
They blow up the Humvee. They blow up the
Humvee. And we're like,
blew that thing to pieces.
We're like, this movie just started. So what happens? Rewind.
It's like, and this is only the first 10 minutes, people.
Yes. So now we're rewinding, and then we not to the point we just started, much further back. We're going all the way back to a party. Now, these fools are cutting up at a party. Right? And he's even more of a pompous jackass in this party. He's like, oh, I'm going to get the women. I'm going to get the booze. I'm going to get everything. Brody's over here like, oh, you're a big dick, whatever.
Like, okay, old school RDJ.
Yeah, very, very, very old school RDJ. And so in this party, we meet a few people.
He knew how to play that part well. He was born to be Tony Stark.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
We meet Pepper Potts. Now, mind you, Pepper Potts, she's out of outfit too. She couldn't find her dress for the party, so she's just wearing her gym clothes. But Pepper Potts.
Oh, no.
She's at the party.
Oh, my goodness.
So who is she? She runs basically Tony's company for him. She's the eyes, the ears, the business, and everything for Stark Industries, which is the big weapons manufacturer, right? And Tony's just too arrogant to do it himself, so he has this woman, Pepper Potts, do it for him. Is there a love interest? Duh, of course there is. That's going to be your big love interest of the story, right? So then we got Brody, and then we have one more. Happy.
Debbie said that the big Humvee explosion, that explosion. She said that scene scared the shot out of her, but I know she corrected it down the road.
Yep. Yeah.
She'll never forget it. It was so shocking.
Jarring, right? It's jarring right in the beginning. You're like, what is going on here?
Because it happened within the first 10 minutes.
Yep. So then we meet Happy. He's absent. So we put the stand in for Happy. Okay. There's Happy. Who is Happy? Well, first off, he's the director of the film, is John Favreau. But he's not going to stand up. Oh, there he goes. He is Tony's bodyguard, Tony's driver, Tony's gopher, Tony's yes man. He's just the everyman of Stark Industries. And he's always got a job. It's always this joke running with Happy. What are you doing? Oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I've got this list. I've got this telephone call. He doesn't really have a real job. Security, they call him. So they're all friends. They're all work together. They're all at this party. Well, here comes the big bad of the movie. Who's the big bad of the movie? Well, shoot, I don't have him in here. We don't want to spoil it.
Yeah,
pretend.
Don't spoil it right away.
The big bad of the movie is Obadiah Stane. Obadiah Stane is. Oh wait, shit. This guy, right here, the bald Jeff Bridges. Y'all know who Jeff Bridges is, right? Obadiah Stane.
Love Jeff Bridges.
This man is Tony Stark's father, Howard, who is dead. His old partner. They used to run Stark Industries together. Yes. And what did they do? With Stark Industries, in order to create these weapons, create this energy, they created a reactor, like a big battery, a core reactor that was housed so much energy and is able to weaponize these weapons. And the three people created that together. That was Howard Stark, Obadiah Stane, and this guy called Venko. We'll learn all more about Venko in the next movie. Don't worry about him right now. So just Obadiah Stane and Howard Stark, they were business partners. Well, when Howard Stark dies, Obadiah Stane got the company until Tony turned 21. When Tony turned 21, Tony got the company, and Obadiah Stane now is pissed, and he wants it back. He wants it all for himself. So now we got ourselves a big bad who's trying to take over the company from the jump. So
there always is.
Yeah, always is. So they're doing their thing, and it's at this party that we learn, just more about backstory about who everybody is, and we learn about who Tony is, and that's when it's decided that Tony's going to continue to celebrate his father's fortune and sell these weapons around the world. And Rhodey, being in the military and being, anti the wars and stuff that are going on at the time in Afghanistan, he's like, Tony, what are you doing? We've got to be better than this. And Tony's like, no, we'd be fine. So fast forward back to the Humvee, right? Well, we learn about Obadiah Stane and try and take over the company. So it's a good chunk of the movie. But we get back to the Humvee, right? Eventually. And in the Humvee, once again, we stop at the weapons demonstration. And that's the famous scene that you guys will see all the time on posters and all this, with Tony with his arms out like this. Well, you can probably Google it right now. You'll find it. He's got his arms up like this, and there's a big old explosion behind him. We lost the explosion. Oh, here it is. Explosion behind him. There's a big, very, very, very famous Iron Man picture.
Yeah.
That's the weapons test. They actually see the weapons test. The weapons work exactly how they should. Tony's going to make millions of dollars off these things, and everything worked out. He's all successful, right? So they get back into the Humvee, and that's when that's why they're celebrating at the beginning of the movie. They're celebrating how this weapons test that it went great, and Tony's just made all this money, and then that's when the bad guys, bum bum bum, shoot the Humvee. And when they shoot the Humvee, Tony's the only one in this Humvee that's I forget who's all in the Humvee with him. Anyway, some of the military people die. Right? Rhodey's not in that Humvee. Rhodey took a different Humvee because Rhodey was pissed off at him for some reason at the weapons test or something. I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Tony's hurt. Tony's hurt. That's all we got to worry about. Is the Humvee blows up, and the next time we cut to Tony,
heard it. I didn't see it till I came back.
Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, what the fuck's going on? Oh my god, everything's hazy. Am I dead? Oh my lord, what the hell's going on?" Well, he wakes up. He keeps going in and out of consciousness, and we see these people. And we keep seeing this image, and I forgot to write it out, but we keep seeing these images of 10 rings. That's important. It's still important to today. 10 rings, organization. Right now, all we know is in the MCU right now is all we know is the organization, the 10 rings. They're kind of like Al Qaeda. They're the terrorist organization. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's all you need to know right now about 10 rings. Is they're a terrorist organization. They haunt they like all the other terrorists that we've had, Al Qaeda and all them. They are haunting the world, and people. Yeah, there you go. There's that famous picture. So there it is. We're introduced right here when Tony's going in and out of consciousness. The image of the 10 rings, and these guys talking over him, and Tony's like, "What is going on?" Well, when he eventually wakes up, fully conscious and fully aware, he had a surgery. He's in this cave. And he's
There's a whole article on this.
On what?
Movie stars walking away from explosions. There's a whole article.
Yeah, it's famous picture. So now we got Tony in this cave, and he's sick. He's laid up, right? Okay, there he is, all laid up, and he's sick. And he wakes up. There's this guy sitting in the cave with him. Tony's like, "Whoa, what's going on here, dude? Who are you?" And the guy says, the guy's name is Jensen, Dr. Ho Jensen, and he's the scientist who's been caring for Tony while he's in this cave. And Tony's like, "Why are you caring for me?" And he's like, I'm on your side. They've kept you alive for a reason. I don't know what it is, but they kept you alive for a reason. So this is what we did. We put this battery thing in your heart because you got a lot of shrapnel in your heart. And the shrapnel in your heart, if it doesn't stay away, you're going to die. So they were magnetically pulling the shrapnel away from his heart with this machine thing, this reactor in his heart, which ironically is similar to reactors that his company runs on with these weapons. And so Tony looks down. He's got this big old metal tube thing in his heart. He's hooked up to all these machines of batteries and shit. So Jensen, I thought we had a Jensen stand-in. I guess not. So Jensen, he tells Tony, I did that for you. And now we got to figure out why they want to keep you alive. Tony's like, "I don't care. I'll fight." He's like, "You better not do that. That's crazy." So the 10 rings people, they come in the room. We got our big bad. His name is Raza. Oh, that's the bad guys. They come in the room, right? Okay. And they tell Tony, you're gonna make weapons for us. Those weapons that you demonstrated out there that had the big fancy picture that you're gonna be famous for, that big explosion picture, you're gonna make some of those for us. Tony's like, over my dead body. What's the matter with you? Please, child. Take a seat. I ain't doing shit for you. And the guy says, oh yeah, you are. You're gonna do this. And Tony's like, try me. I said, okay, we'll try you. So they torture him. They do the whole dunking his head and the waterboarding and all this crazy stuff to him. And Jensen's sitting back there going, oh, I told this fool to cooperate. So Tony gets tortured and he's like, all right, I'll cooperate. You got me.
Now that he's been tortured.
Now he's been tortured. He's gonna cooperate. So Jensen and him get to work on the weapon. Well, as a big old turn of events and a big old huge shock plot twist, Tony and Jensen, they're secretly designing the first Iron Man suit and not the weapons. And why are they designing the first Iron Man suit? So Tony can get the hell out of Dodge. That's the whole reason they designed. That's the whole reason Iron Man came to be, was so that he could get out of this cave and escape and go back home. So it's like it's an escape vessel is what they create. They make this a big old Tin Man machine over Tony's body so that he has weapons to fight back, and that he has a big suit that will protect him so that he can get out of there.
Well, they're doing two things at once, because he's making the arc reactor so that he can move around.
Correct. He's redoing the thing in his chest. Yeah, he's redoing the thing in his chest so that it becomes. That's right. He becomes an arc reactor. Originally, Dr. Jensen just had mess just hooked up to his heart to keep it away with a battery and stuff, a magnet and battery. Tony designed the arc reactor like the reactor that's in his company doing the weapons. So they did that first, and then they just started designing the suit. And that's another famous thing from Iron Man. That was actually the last sound ever heard in Endgame. Bit of trivia is Iron Man hammering the metal out for the suit. The clink. That's famous for the MCU. They use that audio all the time. So the bad guys come in, they keep checking his progress. They're like, what is he doing? It doesn't look like the blueprints of the weapon, and he's doing something shady. And they're like, no, he's fine. And eventually they get the suit made. And then they have this big plan. Hey, Jensen, you go here, I'll go here. We'll cut him off. We'll get him by element of surprise, and we'll get out of here. And Jensen's like, no, it's not going to work that way. Tony's like, what? You on crack. We got a plan. We're going to do it this way. And Jensen's like, no, I'm going to cut them off. I'm going to buy you time. And we're like, oh, that's an eyes right here. The sacrifice. And all. So Jensen, he goes to the other side of the cave, and he's like, yo, boys, over here. Look over there. And what do they do?
His Michael.
Stop. It is. He's doing. Oh, wait, I lost the suit. Hold on. I'm getting the suit. So, out of the smoke busts the first Iron Man suit.
Oh, crazy.
And the little ones are so small. Anyway, so here's the first Iron Man suit, so you guys can see.
No, it's mine.
These are the little ones.
What did they call that? What did they call the first one?
Mark. Okay, so let's talk about suits for a second. They're called marks. Mm-hmm. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, and every mark has a specific look, has a specific purpose, and has a gradation going into the next. Mm-hmm. We start right here in Iron Man with Mark 1. Yep. We end Endgame with Mark 85.
Yep.
So that's how Tony has created 80 suits in the course of the MCU, and they all have purpose. And we'll go over most of them as we go through this thing. But here's the Mark 1. It's just a big, huge escape suit, and so he fights off all the bad guys. Fights them all off, kills them except for one guy. The guy he severely damages. That's the lead guy. That's the bad guy, and he escapes. But when he goes to get out of there, the suit blows up because it couldn't tolerate all this stuff. So the suit blows up. Tony comes out of the suit. He's like, "Oh my god, how am I going to get out of here?" And we got like a vacation moment where he's wandering through the sand and everything. Well, he gets a hold of Rhodey. Rhodey comes and rescues him, and there we go. He's gone. So when he gets back to America,
you see it?
His press conference. He's like, blah 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 blah. Press conference.
What's that guy?
I don't feel good about what we did, and we're gonna change the company. And Obadiah stays like, what?
Yeah.
What? You're just delusional from the from your thing. We ain't changing nothing. And Tony's like, no, we're changing everything. And so he just gets together with Pepper Potts. Once again, she's out of costume. He gets together with Pepper Potts, and they say, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna fix this? Oh, I gotta put Tony back on the stand.
Oh no.
Action figure theaters exploded.
Oh no!
Okay, so
I'll go store.
You go to the store, Daddy.
So they get together, and they decide that they're going to create a company around doing something that's completely opposite from weapons. They're going to make things that will protect people. Whatever they're going to come up with in the company, whatever they're going to make, whatever they're going to manufacture, whatever they're going to do, they're going to do things to protect people from these terrorists, protect people from war, stuff exactly the opposite of weapons manufacturing. So Tony had a big come to Jesus change of heart during his deal. So he said, Pepper, handle it. It's all you. You do it. You do all the humanitarian work. You do, and make Stark Industries it could be. And she's like, all right, but what are you gonna do? You got all this time on hands now. Tony's like, I'm gonna make some suits, and I'm gonna make some badass suits, and I'm gonna be Iron Man. So she says, all right, well, go on with yourself. Do your thing. You do you. He says, all right. So here we go. We get into the montage here at this point, and this is where he makes the first real Iron Man suit. The Iron Man suit that we come to know the design of. Where'd he go? He's over here dead somewhere. Is the Mark II, and it's silver, like the Mark I. And the Mark II is so small. The Mark II, it kind of looks like a knight in shining armor. I think it's cool, and it'll be important later on. But anyway, so he tests out the Mark II, and this is where we get the typical movie montage. Oh, the bad guys are gone. He killed them.
Thank you, B. So, I love you. So sweet. Yes.
So he tests out the Mark II and he goes out flying, typical movie montage, but the hero's gonna get his day, and how amazing. And the Mark II works really well, and he's trying to learn how to fly in it, because remember, Iron Man didn't even know how to fly in these suits originally. He's trying to get the velocity of it, and he's like falling all over the place. And eventually, through all his tests, he ruins the Mark II, so it's gone. He's like, I gotta start over again. Well, in between the Mark II and the Mark III is when they start hearing a bunch of stuff about these terrorists, the bad guys. They're still alive. They're doing some shit over there because they've got Stark weapons. And Tony's like,
no, they don't. No, they don't.
Yes, they do. And they're going around killing a bunch of people in towns and stuff with Stark weapons. So little do they know, but we know as an audience, is Obadiah Stane. He says, fuck Tony and what he's trying to do with this mess. We're going to go in there. We're going to do it my way because it's my company, my money. We're going to get Tony out of here anyway.
During that time, we also find out that Obadiah Stane was the one who had him kidnapped.
Correct. Remember? Yeah, this montage here, where we're learning everything about Obadiah Stane, we're learning that he is masterminding all this stuff, and all of it is to get rid of Tony Stark. Because this is where we learn that he's pissed off that Tony Stark got the company at 21, and now not only did he get full share in the company, is now he wants to change the company, that they're no longer making the millions doing the weapons manufacturer. So he's working with this 10 Rings people to just do bad stuff, and get rid of Tony Stark in the meantime. So when we cut to Obadiah Stane in Afghanistan, we learned that he's hunting for the suit that Mark I,
the original one.
This suit. They're looking for the pieces of it because remember it exploded when Tony was trying to get out of there, and he finds it. He finds the mask. He finds a bunch of the pieces. That would be important. Remember that fact. So Tony starts hearing on the news that the bad guys are over there causing world havoc, and he's like, So he makes the Mark III, and he's like, here we go, fellas, it's on. And he flies the Mark III all the way to Afghanistan, and he lands. That's where you get that famous, kind of Iron Man landings. He's learned how to fly now. Now we've got the typical red and gold. And he based the red and gold in the movie universe off of a hot rod car that he had in the garage when he was making these suits. He's like, hey, throw some hot rod red on there. And he made it with gold plating because the silver plating on the Mark II didn't work good in large heights and stuff. So the gold plating on the Mark III worked in heights so that he can fly. So he goes over there. He faces the bad guys, jumps right into the middle of their foray. And he faces the bad guys, and he says, "Not today, motherfuckers!" And then he gets rid of all the bad guys, and he like flies away. So he gets back home. While he's on his way back home, he's flying, and the Air Force is like, "What is that in the air?" There's some weapon that just went and killed all these Afghani troopers. We didn't do that as Americans, but we got to stop this vigilante who did. And they thought it was a machine, like a plane or something. Well, come to find out, Rhodey's on the telephone, and Tony calls Rhodey on his private phone. And he's like, Rhodey, that's me in the sky. Don't shoot. And Rhodey's
Don't
like,
shoot.
you're crazy. And then Rhodey realizes, oh my God, that isn't him in the sky. What in the world is going on? So there's this big old fight with the Air Force airplanes and Tony Stark, and they realize that, we got to get Tony out of there. And they says, what are we going to do? And Tony's like, we got to cover it up. You can't tell everybody it's me. And then the next scene you cuts to the Air Force was committing a training exercise and blah, blah, blah. It's a funny moment. So now we've got a debacle that Rhodey knows about Iron Man. Pepper knows about Iron Man. Iron Man has showed his face to the world by killing these 10 Rings people, these Afghanistan people. And so now we're left with, what is Tony going to do? Is he going to continue the Batman effect, the Spider-Man effect, where he just, vigilante by night, going around saving the world, but never, putting the Stark name, the Stark Industries behind it. So he's torn at this point. And this is where Obadiah Stane is like really, really ramping up. And he's like, he has got to get out of here. This guy is ruining our company. He's ruining my life. He just stopped all the progress that I made with these 10 Rings people in Afghanistan. No. So we learned that Obadiah Stane is making his own suit. He's using the arc reactor suit, and he's like, if that Iron Man thing can make a suit like this, so can I. And so if he's like, Tony can escape, a whole bunch of Afghani troopers, so can I. I'm gonna make this bigger, better suit, and I'm gonna take Tony out because he knows that it's Tony and everything. So him and Obadiah Stane eventually, and this is Obadiah Stane's new look from the Mark I. That's the Ironmonger, and the Ironmonger is a big famous comic book villain of Iron Man's, and they used it in this movie as the central lead-in villain, and basically it's just the evil personification of Tony's Mark I suit, and they go at it at the end. They fight, and it's defeated. Tony is this suit is a mess. It's all a mess. But so he's kind of defeated, but Tony lives, and the world is saved. Typical superhero movie. Oh, all is well in the world. And Tony's now reached the decision. Well, everybody's gone. I have saved the day. I have created all this technology. What am I going to do? He says, let's have a press conference.
Yep.
And then so in the middle of the movie we forgot about is there's an organization.
We forgot. Notice it suddenly we forgot.
Yeah, we did.
And then like me and you.
In the middle before I'm on into it. While Tony is off doing his thing, there's Pepper Potts gets a visitor. So where's Pepper? Come on, Pepper. You got a visitor. Ding dong. Hello.
Ding dong.
Who's knocking on my door? And he said,
I still don't understand how you got an action figure that's in her bra.
Well, you'll learn why when we get to Iron Man 3. And this guy walks in the door and he says, what up, bitch? And she said, who are you? And he said, my name is Phil Coulson. I am an agent for this big old long organization that I don't even remember what they use it for, but it's basically
Agent
Shield. Yeah, but the name of it is Strategic Homeland, blah, 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 blah. Oh, wait, it's probably in this book.
I gotta write it down.
It's long. So it is. Does it say in here? No, it just says Shield. See, they didn't even want to type it out. True enough. Oh, maybe Nick Fury did.
Debbie. Debbie's comment.
No, Iron Man. So Coulson tells me, he says, I'm from Shield. Well, we want to talk to you about some of the things that's going on here at Stark Industries. And she's like, what do I know? She's like, okay, we'll have a meeting. So when Obadiah Stane's trying to steal information from Obadiah Stane to get blackmail Obadiah Stane because he's ruining the company.
Michael, you're getting thumbs up from Debbie because she.
So Coulson saves her and they escape the office. So this is how Coulson is introduced and how S.H.I.E.L.D. is introduced in the beginning by this agent. He's wanting to know specific information on Iron Man and how he can get a hold of the specific information on Iron Man. We'll learn why in a minute. But he's the go-to man. His name is Phil Coulson. He's very important. Don't forget his name. Don't forget his groovy glasses. He's gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, he'll be around for a while. That's Phil. This is Pepper, still in her underwear. She'll wait for him. Okay, so in the end, Tony comes back and he says, "Hello, everybody. I'm gonna have a press conference and tell the world what's going on." Phil's not there. Oh, he's in the background. He's way over here in the background at this press conference. And Phil's like, "Make sure when he has his press conference that he does not tell the world who's Iron Man. We got to keep this a secret. This is important to S.H.I.E.L.D. that he gives this secret." And Pepper's like, "What the hell's S.H.I.E.L.D.? I don't get this whole S.H.I.E.L.D. mess. What do you want?" And she's like, "I can't tell him to do what he wants to do." And he's like, "Tell him you got to keep it secret." So Rhodey tells him, where's he at? Oh, Rhodey's dead. Rhodey tells him, So Tony walks to the podium and he says, "Oh, there's Rhodey. Keep the secret, bro. Keep the secret." So Tony walks up to the podium and he says, "Well, there was this training exercise and blah 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 blah. And do you really think that I would be out there flying around in a machine?" He's like, I'm just an entrepreneur. I'm just a businessman." And he stops. He's like, "I am Iron Man." Boom. Credits.
I am Iron Man.
That's how the film ends. With the announcement that he's Iron Man. He has made his decision.
And then he flies away, though, doesn't he?
No.
What?
No.
Doesn't he like fly away after the credits or something?
No, he stays for questions. No, he stays for questions.
Because everybody goes crazy when he actually.
Yeah, everybody goes crazy with the cameras flashing and everybody's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" So he made his decision that he was conflicted about. He decided he's going to put Stark Industries completely behind the whole Iron Man deal and be known as Tony Stark is Iron Man. And that comes into play in the next film of why that's important or not to do this. So we as Marvel, this is our first experience with a Marvel film, and we're sitting there, we're talking at the end of the movie, and we're like, "Oh, that was fun, that was cool." And they used remember, Iron Man was like a B/C level character at this day.
Yeah,
he was like A-list at the time. It was not famous like this. And we're like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. Iron Man is kind of neat, whatever." Credits roll. And then there's a scene. Ooh, the movie's not over. What? Oh my god, this is called the post-credit scene. And Marvel said it for them now. Marvel invented the excitement around a post-credit scene. So what happens in the post-credit scene? The very first Avengers post-credit scene. So here we are. Tony Stark is coming home from his press conference.
I wish I would have changed my icon to an Avengers icon. That would have been great.
Right? He walks in the door of his apartment, and it's all dark inside, and his little $1 million voice activated thing that goes, "Welcome home, Mr. Stark."
Jarvis.
Whatever, Jarvis. And we'll get to Jarvis in the next film.
I love Jarvis. Every rich guy's got some butler that does things for him.
Out of the shadows comes motherfucking Sam Jackson. In a big old patch over his eye, and there's only one famous Marvel character with a patch over his eye. Dude was a white dude, but nonetheless, this guy had a patch over his eye, and like everybody's like, "Oh, that's Nick Fury."
Yeah, Nick fucking Fury.
Like, who's Nick Fury? Nick Fury is the leader, of S.H.I.E.L.D.
The director.
He's like the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's the big bad. Everybody knows Nick Fury's got all the answers.
And he dies a lot, but isn't really dead and comes back. And he's like Michael Myers Invincible, Jason Invincible.
Later on the series, Nick Fury is the bomb. So we just got to know Iron Man. The movie's over, and they're just now introducing Nick Fury. We're like, what the fuck? This is crazy. You know, introduce Sam Jackson.
Right.
So the last 2 seconds of the film.
Sam Jackson of all people.
Exactly. You're like,
right.
So
to have Sam Jackson in a movie that literally you gave him something after the credits and something that was a couple of a seconds long, basically, and you're like, wait, what?
He basically, Sam Jackson in one line tells us exactly what's going
on. Yep.
Says you have just entered in, Mr. Stark. You have just entered in to a bigger universe, and you don't even know it yet. Something like that. And what that means is there's a lot more.
Something like that. You didn't know the quote?
I didn't quote it. Everybody knows what he's saying. But,
I don't. That's why we're doing this.
He said, "What the hell? I can't believe this." There ain't no motherfucking snakes on this plane. So basically, what Sam's saying is, we're looking for people like you, and they are there. There are people like you out there, and we're forming a team. He tells Tony we're forming a team. And what is that team?
It's called the Avengers Initiative.
Motherfucking Avengers.
We're forming the Avengers Initiative. There's more. You've just entered in a world that's bigger than you know. And Tony's like, and then we get the full end of the movie. So Marvel has done a lot of things right here with this, establishing the film, establishing how they're going to handle these comic book characters, and establishing
having a plan ahead of time.
They're introducing A-list actors in the last second of the film. This is Marvel's not playing. They are.
Oh my God! And it's Sam Jackson. That's beyond A-list. Like he does B movies in his sleep just for fun.
Well, a fun story about Sam Jackson and how he got this role and was interested in Marvel Comics. started using Sam Jackson's likeness as Nick Fury before any of this ever started. And in the comics, Sam Jackson was reading one of the comics one day, and he flipped up in the pages. He says, "That's me. Well, using my likeness." And he called Marvel Comics, and they're like, yeah, we're kind of using your likeness because your movie is just a badass." And he's like, "Okay, I like it. That's cool." Well, years later, Kevin Feige's looking to cast for Nick Fury, and he's like, "It's Sam Jackson. That's who's in the comics, right?" So they call Sam Jackson up. They're like, "Hey, how would you like to play Nick Fury?" And he goes, "When and where?" He goes, "Well, it's going to start with just this little cameo. When and where?" And Sam Jackson goes, and it's big, like huge.
Oh yeah, he was down.
He was so down because he liked the fact that they were using his likeness in the comics, and Nick Fury has always. And
it was already established at that point because of him being in the comics like that.
Yep. So it was pretty neat. So Marvel's just set themselves. The gauntlet. They threw down the gauntlet with this film. They said, "Try me."
And you
can't touche, my friend, touche.
You can't picture anybody but Sam Jackson in that role now because
Nick Fury. Like when you go back and read the comics,
like they're picturing somebody else, right? As Iron Man, like no.
Well, the first Nick Fury, the original Marvel incarnation, he looks like David Hasselhoff. That's who that Nick Fury looks like.
Yeah.
But that's Iron Man.
Don't give him off any more roles. He doesn't need them.
Yeah. So
all he has to do is move to Germany.
But the future of this series is
he said snakes on a plane.
But the next episode is probably going to be a pre-taped episode, just to forewarn you. We'll let you know when we're going to drop it. And it will be of The Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2. And then we'll go live next week with Thor. And we'll tell the origin stories of Thor, which is a lot of fun. The first Thor is really pretty crazy. We'll do another show with live with Captain America, and then we'll get into the Avengers. So this is all leading up to the first Avengers. And then once we do that, then the floodgates are open. We into some crazy after this.
What we're talking about here, this is all in phase 1.
Hey, I've seen Black Panther, y'all.
That's phase 3. Got a long way to go.
I know, but I've seen that. I've seen Iron Man 1, 2, not 3. I've seen Iron Man 1, 2, and I've seen Black Panther.
You should watch the films as we're doing it. So your assignment is to go watch Incredible Hulk.
The Incredible Hulk with
Edward Norton.
Mark Ruffalo.
Edward Norton.
No. Edward Norton.
The Edward Norton film is the MCU film.
I really don't want to. I'll just let you tell me about it.
I'll give you the skinny. You won't have to. But Edward Norton.
There we go.
Really good Hispanic. I really like him.
I really don't want.
Now I'll watch Mark Ruffalo rip his shirt off any day of the week.
Oh, I know.
Avengers.
I want him to do I want him to do a movie as the Hulk, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Nope.
Mark Ruffalo's from around my neck of the woods.
The Hulk's not coming back. Professor Hulk is here to stay. He won't revert from that. Where we're going to get our Hulk stuff is we'll get our Hulk stuff with Hulking in Young Avengers, and we'll get our Hulk stuff with She-Hulk. And She-Hulk is going to
says I'm the She-Hulk, and he's Spider-Man.
She-Hulk, critical of casting. That has to land perfectly because the look is so iconic.
Yeah, I'm nervous about that one actually.
I love She-Hulk. She-Hulk is a great character. She's always been.
But if they don't play it right, like you said, it won't get the recognition it needs to become bigger, and then it will be a flat fall in the MCU.
Well, see, there's a lot of reasons why She-Hulk has to do well. Is number one, we're losing the Hulk. You know, we don't have.
Who do you think they would cast? Who do you think would be a good cast?
I really wanted for a long time, but it's not going to happen now because they cast her as Ahsoka. Because I wanted Rosario Dawson.
Oh, really?
Long time, yeah. But
I could see that.
Yeah, she's been on, so she's not going to get it.
She turned green anyway.
Yeah, I just hope they don't. I hope they go.
What about all these people who play multiple superheroes, like in different universes and stuff? Why not?
And Rosario Dawson's already been in the Marvel universe. She was the night nurse on the Netflix series, the Daredevil series. But there's two looks to She-Hulk. She-Hulk has had the model look where she's just green, but she's a model. She's kind of muscular, but like a sports player model.
Right.
Or they beefed her up. And right now in the comics, they've beefed her up.
The bigger, bulkier, like more Hulk style looking.
If they beef her up, it's because she's going to be CG. But I can't see them doing her CG. They're not going to put that money out. I mean, that's a lot of freaking money to CG a character like that on a Disney Plus show. So I don't know.
Man.
We'll see. Casting's got to be soon because She-Hulk's coming out 22, early 22, I think.
Yeah,
We only got
23
a year.
No.
No. It's
23 now.
21. No, it's 22 because it was 21. So it's 22.
Oh.
Yeah.
They pushed it to 22.
Yeah, because She-Hulk was going to jump the gun, and She-Hulk was going to come earlier than they had anticipated. You were going to have WandaVision, then you were going to have Falcon and Winter Soldier, and She-Hulk was coming up quick. No. Debbie, bite your tongue. Take that off the board. Oh, I do not like that actress at all. I thought she was horrible in Mandalorian.
Oh my goodness.
She dragged the show down for me. Oh my god. She's got a great look. Debbie, you're right. She's got the She-Hulk look. She's perfect. But she can't act. She can't act her way out of a tissue box. It's bad. I was like, every time she came on the screen on Mandalorian, I was like, somebody give this chick an acting lesson.
Or something?
Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
What?
Can't they get somebody to dub her dialogue or something? That way they can use her. But
yeah, her likeness. She has a good modern She-Hulk likeness. That's kind of what She-Hulk looks like now, beefed up like that with the shorter hair. But that classic iconic She-Hulk from like the first rendition, that's famous. That look of She-Hulk is world famous. I'm looking forward to Ms. Marvel. I think that's going to be a great character. If you guys don't know who Ms. Marvel is, she's a young Pakistani girl who's got like Reed Richards powers. She can stretch and stuff. She's the one that leads up the Young Avengers, the champions, the new version of Young Avengers. She's a really famous character now in Marvel Comics. She's huge because of the whole Pakistani thing and everything. She's a lot of fun. She's like Peter Parker. She's real quippy. She's cool. That's going to be a Marvel Disney Plus show too, coming up.
Cool.
Lots of stuff coming up. If they'd ever get anything filmed, right? Star Wars got it.
Maybe we'll just pardon the pun, but we'll have an explosion of movies and TV to choose from, and
yeah. See, that's gonna be. Oh wait, we're gonna have a what?
An explosion.
There you go.
We'll be
There
using
you go. The
also,
visuals.
we'll have our bomb. Yeah, what's gonna suck about that is everything's gonna come out at once, and there's gonna be too much to watch.
We're gonna be overloaded. We're gonna be overwhelmed very quickly.
Comics now, it's like comics are like, oh, we'll give you a slow trickle because we missed all those months. Come August, we're gonna get freaking
Yeah.
A lot.
hell. But when are you guys gonna go? What is gonna take for you guys to go back to the theater? That's the real question. What is it going to take for people to go back to the theater? From the pictures I've been seeing from Memorial Day weekend, people will be back to the theater tomorrow if you put Black Widow out there. I guarantee it. Did you see like the pictures of like the parties and stuff or on the beaches? It's shoulder to shoulder. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people are out at these events like it's freaking Comic-Con or something.
If you had to cast the new She-Hulk,
nobody wearing a mask, not one single person in those pictures wearing a mask. And people.
Oh, did you hear that?
What?
For She-Hulk, my husband said Ronda Rousey.
Oh, for She-Hulk? Yeah. She's been talked about.
That'd be good.
Yeah. She has been mentioned. There's a couple actors that have been mentioned for it.
Trina is dead.
Jennifer Garner.
Long time. Like 10 years, 15 years, something like that. Where you been?
What?
Who?
China.
Oh.
China's dead? What? What did you say?
Yeah.
Xena's too old. Jennifer She-Hulk, she's got to be young. She's not
Lucy
young.
Lawless?
Yeah.
No, I don't see Lucy doing it. I love Lucy Lawless, but I don't feel like she would want to do it at this stage in her career. She's been doing more like serious stuff. I know she's done some Broadway stuff.
I don't know. I think a lot of these actors now, they get a Marvel film. They're like, yes, please. Which hero?
Wait. A gathering of COVID is called a COVID.
You don't remember the whole Kofifi thing?
Kofifi?
Kofifi was a word that when Trump came up with.
Oh, I do remember that one speech.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I get it now.
He's out playing golf this weekend.
Perfect sense.
The world's coming to an end. They opened up tattoo parlors. They opened up hair salons. They opened up nail salons. All this intimate. Florida.
The nail salons, like hair salons, is one thing because you can get a haircut without necessarily coming in contact or that stuff sterilized right away. But I would not do anything with my feet, my toes, my nails, nothing that's regularly used on anybody else.
It's breath. Where's your breath in relation to somebody else's breath? That's where you don't want to be that close. That's how this thing is transferred, through breath.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be close to anybody's mouth. And the hair salon, you're close to somebody's mouth. That's the worst that you can do. But Florida, Universal Studios is opening June 5th. Legoland in Florida is opening June 1st to full capacity, from what I hear. How soon is California going to follow suit? When is Disneyland going to open? It'll be the first week of June, just like Disney World, just like the Universal Studios. And I tell you, if what's happening this weekend falls suit, because these Floridians, they're just crazy, fucking Universal Studios will be sold out. There you go.
My eyeshadow looks like it wings.
So with all this movies and stuff coming out, would you really go back to the theater? And I think based on what I saw this weekend, people are going to go back to the theater. It's going to be just like normal. And then we got to face the fact.
I think, unfortunately, some people, you're never going to change their minds, no matter what you say or do.
That's what I keep saying about closure. It's like we will never go back to it.
Is do what you can do for you.
Yeah.
Yep. There will never be another countrywide or just shut down like that. It won't happen. They'll be like, you're on your own. You overwhelm your hospitals, you overwhelm your hospitals. Crazy. But that's later.
But anyway,
we're here right now with Marvel. We're forgetting about that. We're just worried about our Marvel explosions. And Iron Man. Oh, he's dead. Uh-oh.
Boom.
We killed him too.
Boom.
Do we have a wand of the day?
We do. Where are we at? This is Rufus Scrimgeour. And what is so funny about Rufus Scrimgeour? He is the Minister of Magic at the start of
Show it on the other cam.
Huh?
Show it on the other cam.
He is the Minister of Magic at the start of Deathly Hallows. So after the Minister of Magic was fired and Voldemort takes control, Rufus Scrimgeour, he takes charge, and he's a vampire, Rufus Scrimgeour. And he's real stern, and he's got his shit together, but he's killed very, very quickly in Deathly Hallows. But what I like about the character Rufus Scrimgeour is he opens up Deathly Hallows 1. It's literally the screen is black and he goes, and there's Rufus Scrimgeour's face close up on the camera, just like full on close up. These are dark times, and he's giving a press conference. So that's why I always imagine with him is that first opening shot. Yep,
actually, Debbie.
Uh-oh.
It is Candy Heart.
Candy girl.
Oh my word. From the Kylie palette.
Kylie Minogue?
No, I wish. Jenner. I love Kylie Minogue. No, Kylie Jenner.
Oh God.
I know. It's good makeup though.
Yeah.
She became a billionaire overnight for something, right? At least she did something. The rest of her family ain't done nothing and they're famous.
How did that happen? I still don't understand.
I don't understand how it happens with a lot of these people, but I digress. We want to say thank you guys for being here. We love you so much. Yeah. We're so happy you guys came to Action Figures. Action Figures Theater.
Encourage us. If you hate it, let us know. We'll change it. But we just want to be silly about it. Have some fun. We'll have some more fabulous art like this in the episodes to come. Wait till we get to Spider-Man. Yo, we may do a 5-parter. I may recreate Spider-Man and do the whole movie.
See? Oh, he just wants to get a cardboard cutout of Tom Holland. He can stand behind and pretend to be him so he can carry it around.
Yeah.
It might be soft porn.
See?
Tom Holland. Then.
Civil War and Spider-Man is going to be fun to do.
But we love you guys. We love you for being here. We love you for coming later.
Yes.
Come back, and we'll talk to you when we see you.
5 this is our new time.
Yes.
So we're going to go with it for a while and see what happens.
5 Pacific, 7 Central, 8 Eastern.
9 Pacific.
We'll see you when we see you.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye. Oh, wait. Colson, you're out.